Good morning. My name is Karen Newton, and I'm the founder of Karen Newton International, a global education company teaching clients about financial education, how to build financial freedom, and how to have multiple income streams that will help them thrive in any economic situation. Has the window of opportunity closed? Now, this is quite an interesting topic for me because as the world's waking up from pandemic lockdowns, most people seem to think that a boom is going to take place. They see businesses opening and they see this boom taking place. And the expectation is that this will continue for 18, 24 months. Now, there's a little bit of debate about the length of time. I think there's a flaw in the calculations, and it's why I believe the window of opportunity is closing far more quickly than people realize. I've worked in the finance industry for 45 years. I give my age away a little bit. And history has a habit of repeating itself. And one of the things that I've learned and I've observed is that recessions happen on average every decade. I know in the UK, you can go back to the 1700s and you can trace recessions every 10 years. Now, we are now in what I would probably call uncharted territory because we are coming out of a pandemic. And that expectation is that we will see a boom period. But the truth is, a lot of that boom time that people are expecting has already occurred, and it occurred during lockdown. Let me tell you what I think. For me, there were several growth areas during the lockdown. Many people moved to online purchases, which meant home deliveries. If you were buying clothes, personal products, home furnishings, everything like that, you probably bought them online or through Amazon or any other online operator. Well, that created a boom because suddenly everybody was moving online. Online sales exploded. Not only did they explode, but the associated trades with the online industry also boomed. Home deliveries. There had to be a courier delivering your orders that you were buying from online. Home deliveries, the courier industry, it boomed. Another industry which benefited was the property market. We have seen house prices escalate because governments brought in incentives. They were printing money to help keep movement in the economy. A lot of people who are buying as a result of the introduction of the government stamp duty relief, that encouraged people to buy properties. There's been a massive boom for solicitors, tradesmen, surveyors, mortgage brokers, real estate agents. It has been such an successful boom that there are many solicitors in UK and especially in Wales who are no longer taking on new clients. They don't have the space to take them on. And it's taking 8 months for completion of a property. That's an unheard of time. But that's just because so many people are buying and selling that those services are under an enormous strain. They are in a boom period. But it wasn't just buying and selling of properties that benefited. You also had people who were home who needed to convert their homes so they could work from home. They decided that, well, I'm home, I might as well do something around the place. So there was home renovations, extensions to homes, and that put a growth into the trades for DIY and DIY shops. There are many businesses that have suffered during the lockdown, and I'm not taking anything away from them because the hope is they will see a boom period now for themselves. But there are many areas that have already seen that over the past 12, 18 months during the pandemic. Now, I've been watching the markets, and actually many governments are starting to release their inflation figures. The figures that I have here at the moment, Russia, their inflation is running at 5.8%. The US, 4.2%. The Philippines, 3.3%. Canada, 2.2%. Germany, 2%. New Zealand, 1.5%. These are all pretty high inflation figures, but if that momentum continues, are going to skyrocket out of control, meaning that governments, central governments, reserve banks have to act very quickly to bring inflation under control. And that will mean interest rate rises. You will also see the liquidity that's in the market, the quantitative easing will draw back and money will become tighter. Is this going to take 18 to 24 months? I doubt it. My belief, we're likely to see things happening very quickly at the end of this year. Now, I believe that when you're investing, you need to have a balanced investment portfolio. And within that balance, you create multiple income streams, but you also reduce risk and you try to protect yourself. Now, there are hedges, traditional hedges such as gold and silver, which are used to not only protect your capital, but to allow you to have a growth in capital during difficult times. Gold and silver always go up when there is a recession. And it's been really interesting to see those figures starting to move up. I think that by the end of the latter quarter of 2021, we will see gold and silver at levels that will make it more difficult to buy in unless you are extremely wealthy. Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin has been considered the equivalent to gold, the digital gold. However, we've seen in recent, probably the last 10 days, what a manipulated market cryptocurrency is. And if it's going to fulfill that role of being digital gold, then we can expect Bitcoin to go up and up and up. I'm a little hesitant about the Bitcoin at the moment. I do believe it has a role to play and it has the opportunity to actually prove itself to be the virtual gold. But I also believe the actual gold and silver, the physical stuff, is still a major hedge against what is likely to happen in the markets. Now, as I said, I wrote an article roughly 2 weeks ago where I outlined some of my concerns about what was going on in the markets and why I thought that window of opportunity was closing. Since then, we have seen gold fly up. It's up nearly 100 US dollars a troy ounce, and we've watched silver go up $2 a troy ounce. Now, why is this significant? It's because it's a big movement in what is supposed to be a boom period, because gold and silver should always be retracing. They move relative to what is happening in the market. And as we see gold and silver climbing and climbing to the extent that it is, we know we are going to boom. It is, and I keep using that word boom, there's nothing else I can use to explain the way gold and silver is going to explode. If you're digital, it's going to be parabolic. That's the virtual world terminology. Now is the time. I can't say this enough. You need to be buying your gold and silver now. You need to be buying your Bitcoin now, taking advantage of what is happening in the market at the moment, because in 2 months' time, in 3 months' time, they are likely to be at prices which the average investor cannot afford to get into. So has the window of opportunity closed? Not quite, but it is closing at a much faster rate than I believe people are going to expect. So please don't listen to this 18, 24 months. That's not going to happen. We've already seen, I've already explained the boom that has happened in other industries. The window of opportunity to protect yourself against the coming recession is getting very, very narrow. Don't wait. Take action now.